Hello and welcome to today's webinar. This is an introduction to civil claims in relation to defective medical products. This is very much at an overview level, and we will try to cover both medicines and medical devices over the course of the next hour or so. For our first slide here, we have the snake-entwined staff of Asclepius supporting the scales of justice. This is not an image known to have any authentic classical provenance, but illustrating a talk on this rather dry subject matter can be difficult, and this was the best that the internet had to offer. Today's talk is in 6 parts, which I've summarised there on the slide, although the final section won't actually involve any separate slides. When you get to that point, there are a few multiple choice questions for you to complete. The main element of this talk will be in the 3rd and 4th sections, that is, looking at claims under the Consumer Protection Act 1987 and approaches to collective redress. But before we get into that, we need to have some basic knowledge of how medicines and medical devices are regulated in the UK, and we will turn to that now. So there on the slide are the main bits of secondary legislation in the UK which cover medical products. These cover human medicines, clinical trials, animal medicines, and medical devices. These are large pieces of legislation, as you would expect. For example, the Human Medicines Regulations 2012 runs for around 400 regulations and attach over 40 schedules. It's also worth noticing that the Human Medicines Regulations also regulate things like homeopathic, herbal, and borderline remedies, not just conventional pharmaceutical products, although the emphasis of today's talk will be on conventional medicine. It's also worth being aware that there are a large number of criminal offences set out by the various bits of legislation, including in the HMRs 2012 and elsewhere, for example, under the Medicines Act 1968. Covering all that and the various possible enforcement processes would be a separate lengthy talk in itself. So I'm not going to discuss it today, but it's worth being aware that medicines carry with them criminal sanctions as well as civil ones. And obviously the criminal litigation may operate alongside the civil litigation. This is a list of the main regulatory bodies in the UK operating in the field. Decisions on licensing and authorization and things of that nature are taken by the licensing authority, which is advised by the Commission on Human Medicines, although in practice the licensing authority's functions are carried out by the MHRA. And the MHRA also acts effectively as the secretariat to the Commission on Human Medicines.